Birds flying high, you know how I feel. Sun in the sky, you know how I feel. Breeze drifting on by, you know how I feel. It's a new day, it's a new dawn, it's a new life for me. And I'm feeling good. Ta-dam.
Welcome to Mahapenny's Miami Heat and More podcast. Let's welcome our host, Roy.
Good afternoon, Heat Nation, folks, folkettes, and everything in between and beyond. My name is Roy, the host of Mahapenny's, the only host, as far as I'm concerned, in the history of the internet, who fully and wholeheartedly admits that he has no idea what he's talking about, but he tries. And I just wanted to sing something today. In any case, this is going to be my worthless half a penny part 50, which means I don't know when this is going to be edited, but I am recording it right now as we are just about 3 hours away from facing the Celtics. And whether or not that's what that means in general, that's going to be up to the game time to find out. There's no way to find out. First of all, because Triple J, right, Jaime Jaquez, he has some issues with whatever he's eating. He's going to be out for the game tonight. Hero is questionable, which is never a good thing because literally this is your main scoring person. I do hope to see the team complete, and this is, of course, most likely the first game in which we'll see probably Andrew Wiggins, right? Whether we're going to see other people, I don't know. So what happened through 50 games, through the game before this one, so I don't know when this video comes out. It could be after the Celtics, that's fine. But through this game, through all the saga and the drama that we've been through, we are 22nd in scoring at 110.5 points per game. We are 17th in rebounding at 43.9 rebounds per game. Rebounding has lost us a few games. Assists, we are 14th, 26.4 assists per game. Steals, we are 13th with 8.1 steals per game. We would like to be averaging around that 13, 15 steals, right? Unfortunately, we never got to that point. Blocks, we are dead last in the league with about 3.8 blocks per game. Every time that something happens, I think, oh, maybe that could be something, I don't know. But then that just doesn't materialize. That is fine, and that is not a problem at all. As far as we are 21st in field goal percentage, 45.6. We are 12th in three-point percentage at 36.5. We are 10th, much improved in free throw percentage, 79.1%. Our offensive rating is on the 18th. I think it's 18th. It could be also 13th, 112. And defensive rating, not because of the last few games, but in general, we have been hovering around 10th throughout the entire league. Now, as far as our leaders go, we have Tyler Hero, the leader in offensive rating. That's pretty obvious with 118.3. Khalil Ware, 117.9. Jovic, 116.7. Highsmith, 112.5. And Bam at 111.4. Just the fact that Bam is not number 2 in offensive rating is definitely something that concerns a few fans because we all wanted Bam to take that offensive leap, but he keeps being the anchor of the team, and we'll see what happens once we actually have Miami Heat that we can look to through the rest of the regular season. As far as defensive rating, Khalil Ware is number 1. Now that he's playing enough games, he qualifies at 120.6. Bam Adebayo is right there behind him at 120. Jaime Jaquez surprisingly enough, is number 3 at 121.3. Haywood Highsmith is not above Jaime Jaquez. I don't know if this is because of the minutes or whatever, but it's 121.6. And then Nikola Jovic at number 5 at 121.7 offensive rating. As far as it goes through the other statistics that we have, assists per game, Tyler Hero still leads with 5.6, and Bam Adebayo is number 2 with 4.5. Nikola Jovic with about 3 assists per game. Terry Rozier still on our team, 2.9 assists per game, and Triple J at 2.7 assists per game. As far as steals per game, Bam Adebayo takes the cake with about 1.3 steals per game. Jaime Jaquez, number 2, again surprising, 1.1 at 0.9. Third, not second, Highsmith. Nikola Jovic at 4th, again, say 0.9, so tied. And Tyler Hero at 0.7. As far, let's see if we have anything else. Let's take a look. Assists per game, we already talked about it. Points per game, of course, Tyler Hero with 23.7. Bam Adebayo with 16.4. Terry Rozier with 12.4 is number 3. That's depressing. Nikola Jovic, number 4 with 11. And Duncan Robinson with 10.9. Rebounds per game, Bam Adebayo, of course. But not so, of course. If Ware played enough games, maybe would have passed him. 10 rebounds per game. Khalil Ware, 5.7. Tyler Hero, 5.6. Jaime Jaquez at 4.7. Terry Rozier at 4.2. So we got that as well. And let me see. We have one more, which is a 3-point field goal percentage per game. Khalil Ware is winning that with 39.7%. Nikola Jovic with 39.3%. Haywood Highsmith at number 3 with 39%. Tyler Hero at number 4 with 38%. Duncan Robinson number 5 with 37.7%. And free throws per game, Duncan Robinson is winning with 89.5%. Tyler Hero at 86%. Terry Rozier at 85.6%. It decreased a little bit. It was always the lead up until now. Nikola Jovic with 83.5%. And Jaime Jaquez actually got better. He's up to 80% per game. So, the team, as we can see now, is obviously not the team as we will have until the end of the season. There are reasons for that, and I think the most important reason for that is because we are going to have new players coming in. In my opinion, of course, most importantly, Andrew Wiggins, of course, offensively speaking, but also defensively, and Davion Mitchell, defensively speaking. Not very enthused about Kyle Slow-Mo Anderson because of what I saw, but some people are saying that he could actually do very well in our structure. Let's hope so. The only thing that we see is that even after the trade deadline, Rozier is still getting those minutes. He can do very well at some points in the game and create a lot of offense, and then all of a sudden, not only he disappears, but you can only be almost sure that if he has the ball, it's either going to be a turnover or just a lost shot because of, shot clock expiring and a bad selection of passes, bad selection of dribbles, bad selection of overhandling the ball. I am not going to talk about any kind of ceilings or anything else. My main concern right now, as we move through the next season, is something that I'm going to basically talk about, hopefully for the last time in this particular episode, because we have gotten to the end of the Jimmy Butler saga, and a lot of fans are asking, why is it that fans such as myself are happy that Jimmy Butler is gone versus sad because we lost a player of the caliber of Jimmy Butler? First of all, just so people understand and are very clear about it, there is no comparison between Jimmy Butler and Andrew Wiggins. I already spoke about that before. What Jimmy Butler did do is he said, I have nothing negative to say about Miami, but in the things that he said, I still consider that he implied negative things in general. He wasn't playing with us because the way that he played with Golden State Warriors was indeed better than the way that he played with us. Of course, in a different role, as a kind of second string right behind Steph Curry in terms of offensive prowess, but he also has other people there doing the same things. It's going to be interesting to see what's going to happen with his career. I don't wish him ill, but at the same time, why are people happy that he left? It's not because we didn't want Jimmy Butler on our team. It's a very, very simple calculation. When you are in the process of separating, getting a divorce, it's natural that when the person goes away, you feel some relief because the saga, the drama is over, but of course you're sad and you're miserable because the person left. And the truth is that, again, Jimmy Butler being, in my opinion, the Mount Rushmore of Heat players that got us thus, that far, as far as he got us, he's definitely somebody that is going to be missed. But people, we have to look to the future. And even talking about him right now, he's not a player he's not our player anymore. He plays for another conference, plays for another team. It's completely useless to talk about him right now. But the only reason that I do talk about it right now is just to kind of explain, guys, we're not happy that he left. We're happy that he left because he wanted to leave, because that was unbearable. And then, of course, more reports come out, including from 5 Reasons Sports that I actually trust, that people actually relieved that the saga is over and they're happy to turn the page and to open this new chapter. And having said that, tonight, I don't know when you are going to be watching this, but as I'm recording at 4:40 p.m., about 3 hours before the game against the Boston Celtics, I know that we are going to start this new era. Whether that era is going to actually kick off tonight or not, we don't know. There is going to be the All-Star break is coming up, and that's, I think, after the All-Star break is when people actually get kind of more, they have enough time to get acquainted with their teams. From the Miami Heat it's only Tyler Hero representing us in the three-point shot and the All-Star in general. So obviously that's something that I'm very happy for him that is going to be going through that. But there is this suspense, right? The pre-All-Star, post-All-Star, and also having to understand that these are people who are going to be inserted into our lineups and that are going to take minutes away, I hope, from Rozier, but most likely also from Highsmith, and there is a good chance that also from Jaime Jaquez. I think those are the people that tend to lose more minutes with those three acquisitions. Of course, Burks, in my opinion, who would be a great candidate to buy out, because if you're not playing him, and now when you are playing him, he's not being as efficient as he was before, then there's no reason to have him on the roster. But I don't see the Miami Heat motivated to buying a player out right now to pursue another one, even though there are some free agents available that could be interesting. I don't see the Miami Heat going for that right now. So what do I see? I see that we don't know what's going to happen, and unfortunately I have to record another My Worthless of a Penny saying that my opinion is I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know whether or not this team is going to click. I don't know whether or not David Mitchell is going to provide as many off nights as he has been providing, or as he had provided before. I don't know if Slow Mo is actually going to use that IQ that was so revered throughout the league and that is currently revered as a person. That's why they call him Slow Mo, I guess, right? Because he can see the game in slow motion. So we hope that he can help in terms of playmaking. But again, no expectations from him whatsoever. Of course, the greater expectations are on Wiggins, and I do hope that the Miami Heat average fan understands that Andrew Wiggins is not going to deliver us much more than about 15 points a night, something like that, right? That's kind of his average is around 17 points a night. I'm expecting something like that. There's so much to go around, but we already see that Weir is a lot better defensively than he is offensively, but he can also get it going offensively, depends on the night. And depends on the kind of action that's being run with him, right? For example, when you have Terry Rozier on the floor, the pick and rolls immediately decrease for most of the people that should be having those plays run through them. I can also see us playing more man-to-man and less zone, of course, because we now theoretically have at least two more elite defenders, again, top 10 defenders. But there is no way to know how that's going to come together, how that's going to actually be realized as it pertains to the Miami Heat and how the Miami Heat is going to play those guys. So don't know. I don't think that there is a chance for us to see much tonight, because if it were just JJJ unavailable and not Hero as questionable, because I don't know if Hero is questionable because he has something that he needs to get over with, that's the perfect time. Do it now. do it against the Celtics. We are expected to lose against the Celtics. If we win, we're going to be super happy because it's one of those wins that are not supposed to happen. But if it happens, it happens. It happened before. So if Hero needs to take the night off, that's fine for him. That's fine. But then, of course, if Hero and JJJ take the night off, it doesn't matter who else we plug in. It's not the team that we're going to see. And again, specifically post All-Star, we have after this game. With this game, we have 32 games to go. After this game, 31 games to go. So there isn't much, but there is enough to make a difference, right? For example, we won 25 games. Theoretically, we should be winning about 20 more games to be one win over what we were last time. And with 31 games to go, we have the luxury of losing about 11 games. And then we look at the next 10 games in which we face the Celtics, we face the Mavs, who don't have AD because, surprise, surprise, AD is injured. We faced the Bucks. We faced the Thunder. I think Atlanta a couple of times. It's going to be a difficult stretch of 10 games in which we can only hope to actually win enough of those games to be either in the same position or above 500 and maybe finish strong. But a lot of this next set of 10 games is going to happen only after the All-Star break. So the next My Worthless Half a Penny is not going to be in game 55. It's going to be in game 60 and then game 70. And then, of course, after the season ends, and let's see where we are. We want the Golden State Warriors to do well so that we can keep the pick for this loaded class draft of 2025. As far as I understand, that's where we are right now. At least if I understand it correctly. If I don't, please, understand that this is the reason that I say that I'm the host who doesn't understand much, because I sometimes get things wrong, and I understand that I do, and I'm never going to not admit that I do. And then on the other hand, of course, you also have, a team that needs to kind of figure out not just what Spo's intentions were for the season, but what Spo's intentions are for what's going on right now. So of course we need to do well, and of course we want to do well, and of course we want to make the playoffs ourselves so that we can also, get our stamp in the fact that we make the postseason, even though I don't think that this trade changed much more other than we do have, on paper, theoretically, a higher ceiling than we had before the trade was made. That's the part that a lot of people don't understand. We're not happy because we lost one of the Mount Rushmore players in our teams. We lost the main leader of our teams for 4.5 seasons. And I can't count last season as a real season either, but he was a leader. Still, when he wanted to play, he was there. He was a leader, even though he was going through some very heavy stuff. And then all of a sudden we don't have him. It's not going to be Andrew Wiggins, and we don't know whether or not Hero has that profile. We can only hope that he becomes that, and the same thing can be said about Bam. And again, I hope that this new lineup doesn't make Spo go back and take Weir out of the lineup, because I still think that that's the best lineup that we have. With Bam as power forward, with Weir as center, we can have probably Tyler Hero at 3, Wiggins at 4, and then the fifth the one is kind of what is kind of open right now, right? A lot of people say, no, just leave David Mitchell too, but he's not really a playmaker. Slow-mo hasn't proved much thus far, and Terry Rozier has been catastrophic for us. So we are still shallow at point guard, and that's just going to continue happening until we see something different. So that's my wish. I wish to see something different, something better, because honestly, last loss was just another one to prove that we are this is a very incompetent season, and I dislike the fact that this is a very incompetent season, but this is pretty much what it is. No expectations still or yet, but hopefully after we actually see the team, we're going to be able to expect either this good stuff or bad stuff, but I'm going to be able to be a little bit more certain. This has been the most uncertain season as far as that I remember, and especially that I talk about the way that I talk about. This has been the most uncertain season. This has been the only season thus far that I said, yeah, you can't know what to expect. It's not only you can know to expect that this team is not going to make the playoffs, or you can know to expect that this team is going to make the playoffs, or you can go to expect that this team is going to be a first round exit, or this team actually has the potential to go to the ECF. I have no idea what this team has the potential for right now. This is where we are, and I'm sorry that I can't say any more other than I'm happy and excited for the fact that that we can actually start caring again. Because how can you care about a team if the team is dysfunctional, right? I mean, we care about the team, but how can we actually root for the team if the team is so dysfunctional the way that it has been? Without the distraction, the team has been a lot better, but still, 50-50. They are losing to the teams that are expected to lose and losing to teams that are expected to win. So there's nothing to add there other than we hope to have what to expect after these next few games before and after the All-Star with a new roster that we have. And that's pretty much it. Stay safe, stay dry, stay as happy as possible. It's a very complicated world of ours. Let's go Heat.